waiting for the processional to start, and I will cue that when they get here. So at this time, please take your seats. Thank you. Ready? Okay, at this time, we would like to start the processional. I do want to ask that if you are having a hard time seeing with the umbrellas, feel free to step to the sides. There is plenty of room. But at this time, we will begin the processional.
Wow, the service here is so nice. Thank you so much. It's the line of the day. Excellent. And then it gets lighter.
Luckily, it'll be washed away by the rain. Yeah, this is the last year.
Dripping over here. We'll go like this. That way it'll be just not dripping on you. Just poking your eye out. Anger that it will.
Because I was when I went for breakfast.
What do you think? You think you might make the news if, you know, just walk out?
Just first names. Joe, come on.
Just first
This is the artist cell sitting this right now. It just looks like down a little bit. If you can believe radar. So the advisors have been good during students for the most part, and all the
Or thinking thoughtfully.
it always makes hard before it stops. Well, the funny thing is that all the and you know what that is? Like, you just said it's going to figure out in an hour. That's on Baker Law.
As we're watching.
All right, I guess I should. All right.
Stand by you with this?
No, I'll be all right. Good afternoon. Please be seated if you would like to sit. It's only cold for a minute. On behalf of the Office of Graduate Studies and all of Dartmouth, it is my honor and pleasure to serve as the host for the second annual Graduate Investiture Ceremony. I would like to welcome those of you in the audience on this beautiful, at least according to the weather report yesterday, an exciting day. Dartmouth faculty and staff, family and friends, members of the Upper Valley community, and of course, 139 of our graduating PhD and master's students, welcome. I also want to welcome those with me here on the platform, trustees Emily Bakemeyer, Annette Gordon-Reed, and Rick Kimball, Provost Carolyn Dever, who's actually currently at the baccalaureate ceremony but will join us later, Interim Dean of the Geisel School of Medicine, Dwayne Compton, Dean of Faculty Affairs and Associate Dean for Diversity and Inclusion at Geisel, Leslie Henderson, Senior Vice Provost for Research, Martin Wyborn, Associate Dean for the Sciences of Arts and Sciences, Elizabeth Smith, former Dean of Graduate Studies, Roger Sloboda, and all of my esteemed faculty colleagues. I'm delighted that you could all join us today, probably more delighted than you are all feeling right now. In this wonderful natural amphitheater open to the skies. But we're here to celebrate the accomplishments of our graduate students and also to recognize the support given to them by their family and friends, their faculty mentors and advisors, and our extremely supportive graduate student community. I know that scholarship and research can at times be a lonely pursuit, but I also know that you each depended on, at one time or another, the advice and support of others. Each of you has asked unique questions about the world we live in and dedicated the last few years of your life, or perhaps the last 5 or 6 or 7 years, to pursuing the answers. The courses and oral exams are now behind you, and the time you've spent in the library, the laboratory, or the field has culminated in the theses I have been signing over the past several months, in which you describe new knowledge and new ideas. On this day, you transition to a new phase of life with an advanced degree that very few people in the world have earned. Congratulations. And as you transition your lives, you probably have heard that the Graduate Studies Division at Dartmouth is also transitioning. You are the last students who will graduate with a PhD or master's degree granted by the College of Arts and Sciences. On July 1st, Dartmouth will establish a School of Graduate and Advanced Studies, the first new school formed at this enduring institution in over 100 years. Establishing this school demonstrates Dartmouth's commitment to research and the important role that research plays in the education of its students, and ensures that Dartmouth will continue to foster postgraduate academic programs of the highest quality, catalyze intellectual discovery, and prepare a diverse community of scholars for global leadership. We should all celebrate this important milestone. Finally, as you leave Hanover behind, I hope you'll take many positive memories with you, and I ask you to keep in touch. I know you leave us highly trained in your chosen discipline, and I expect the values and skills associated with Dartmouth's liberal arts tradition empowers you to leave us as excellent writers and communicators, as creative thinkers who can look at the world from multiple perspectives, and as thoughtful leaders who will help to shape our future. On behalf of Dartmouth, I wish you all the best of luck. Congratulations. It's now my pleasure to present the Graduate Studies Teaching Award and the Hannah Crosdale Award. Each year, the Graduate Studies Office awards the Graduate Studies Teaching Award to the graduate teaching assistant who best exemplifies the qualities of a college educator. The individual should combine the personal qualities of dedication and commitment to teaching with innovation, creativity, preparedness, and efficiency in the classroom. This year's recipient has demonstrated all of these qualities. Anna Prescott, please come forward. I'm going to put that under there to keep dry. Anna is graduating with a PhD from J. Hull's lab in the Psychological and Brain Sciences Department. Her thesis focuses on processes related to self-perception and attitude change, specifically through examining how violent video games affect the player's behaviors through thoughts and feelings. Anna's passion for education has been demonstrated by her work as a teaching assistant in 4 courses in the PBS department, where expectations range from holding office hours and answering student questions to acting as primary lab instructor. Not only did Anna complete the standard requirements with efficiency and enthusiasm, she went above and beyond to seek out the best means of support for her students. She added group review sessions to help students prepare for exams, and she offered to review the final drafts of their papers. Of course, this increased her workload, but was of immeasurable benefit to her students. Her advisor, Professor Hull, wrote in his nomination letter, "She makes herself approachable and accessible, and her proactive approach in identifying and providing support to struggling students has, at least in 2 cases, prompted students who are considering dropping the course to stick with it." Anna has taken advantage of many opportunities to develop and enhance her teaching through the many workshops hosted through the Graduate Studies Office and the Dartmouth Center for the Advancement of Learning. She has sought opportunities to teach undergraduate students about the effects of violent video games by giving guest lectures at Dartmouth and also New England College. Her deep understanding of student motivation and her passion and understanding of psychology has helped her to develop her own teaching pedagogy and enabled her to become an effective and efficient communicator of her work to other learners while maintaining humility and self-awareness, the hallmarks of an exceptional teacher. Congratulations, Anna. Yep. I also want to recognize Philip Fernandez, who won the Teaching Award in 2014. Philip, could you just stand up? Philip is graduating this year with a PhD from the Department of Physics and Astronomy and is currently a postdoctoral researcher at Los Alamos National Laboratory, where he's involved in the redesign and calibration of a national security satellite platform. Congratulations, Philip, and we wish you all the best. Our next award is the Hannah T. Crosdale Award, presented annually to the graduating PhD recipients who best exemplify the qualities of a scholar. The award honors Professor Hannah Crosdale, who performed research and taught biology for more than 40 years and was the first woman professor to achieve the rank of full professor at Dartmouth. This year's winners are Vivek Venkataraman and Carolyn Parkinson. Please come forward. I'll be right with. Although Vivek is not here today, I want to say a few things about him. As an undergraduate, he studied physics and philosophy at the University of Chicago, where he discovered his passion for evolutionary anthropology in his final course before graduation. He then came to Dartmouth to work with Professor Nate Dominy. Vivek's research focuses on the evolution of the human diet, and he has conducted field work with human hunter-gatherers as well as non-human primates in both Africa and Southeast Asia. Vivek has published widely in several journals and has been the recipient of numerous grants and awards, among them a National Geographic Society Waite Grant and a National Science Foundation Graduate Research Fellowship. He has also been recognized as an outstanding graduate student teacher by his peers and mentees. Vivek graduated this year with a PhD in biology and has accepted a position as a college fellow in the Department of Human Evolutionary Biology at Harvard University. I'm happy to recognize Vivek Venkataraman as a 2016 recipient of the Crowsdale Award. Carolyn Parkinson is originally from Ontario and received her Bachelor in Science from McGill University, where she studied psychology and neuroscience. When she joined the Psychology and Brain Sciences program, she began her research with Professor Talia Wheatley by using functional magnetic resonance imaging to study the neural mechanisms involved in making different moral judgments. Over time, Carolyn's focus evolved towards investigating how humans speak about abstract concepts such as time and social intimacy, and led Carolyn to study how the human brain encodes social, spatial, and temporal distances. The freedom to explore her academic interests in a highly collegial atmosphere allowed Carolyn to thrive academically. While at Dartmouth, she co-authored several papers and presented internationally on her work in cognitive neuroscience. She was the recipient of numerous awards and scholarships in recognition of the contributions she has made to her field. Carolyn completed her PhD in cognitive neuroscience late last year and is now an assistant professor at the University of California, Los Angeles. I am delighted to honor Carolyn Parkinson with the Crowsdale Award in recognition of her scholarship and achievements. It's now my pleasure to introduce Dwayne Compton, Professor of Biochemistry and the Interim Dean of the Geisel School of Medicine, who will be presenting the John W. Strobane Award.
Thank you, Dean Cole. The John W. Strobane Medal for Excellence in Biomedical Research is awarded to a graduating student who best exemplifies the qualities of a scientific scholar, including intellectual curiosity, dedication, and commitment to the pursuit of new scientific knowledge and to teaching, as well as a sense of social responsibility to the research community. The medal this year is presented to David Chen. David completed his PhD in the Quantitative Biomedical Sciences graduate program, working in the laboratory of Dr. Chris Amos. In his thesis research, he developed methods for pathway-based approaches to the analysis of large gene expression data sets to identify risk factors and predictors of therapy response in some of the most common forms of cancer. David's work has shown that a biologically informed approach to high-dimensional data analysis greatly improves the accuracy of risk and outcome prediction. His work led to several publications, with David as first author in some of the most important journals in the field of cancer research. In 2015, he won the Best Poster Award at the 22nd International Molecular Medicine Conference. Beyond his thesis work, David has been very active in helping to train the next generation of scientists. He received a very prestigious graduate to K-12 fellowship from the National Science Foundation to support his time to teach science and engineering to students at Kimball Union Academy High School. He also received the Outstanding Graduate Student Teacher Award from the Dartmouth Center for the Advancement of Learning. Dr. Amos writes, "The excellence, independence, and commitment that he has displayed during the student research career are truly exceptional. David is in the MD PhD program, so his immediate future plans now that he's completed his PhD take him back to medical school to complete the last 2 years of his training. Please join me in congratulating David on his accomplishments.
I'd next like to introduce Professor Donald Pease, Professor of English and Comparative Literature, the Ted and Helen Geisel Third Century Professor in the Humanities, and Chair of the Master of Arts in Liberal Studies program, to present the Mal's Thesis Excellent Awards.
I'm delighted this year to recognize 6 Mal's students who will receive the Byam Shaw Blackstone Family Award for Excellence in Theses. This year, let's begin with the Globalization Studies Award. The Mal's program is delighted to recognize Gregory Michael Nodden-Poland as recipient of the Byam Shaw Blackstone Prize for Best Thesis in the Mal's Globalization Studies concentration. Will he please come forth? The author of 2 articles published in refereed political science journals, Gregory Poland has submitted a thesis on the limitations of the space laws that regulate the United States' bilateral relationship with China. Poland's thesis specifically recommends that the United States Congress repeal the sections of the Wolf Amendment that inhibit the United States' development of a pragmatic, cooperative approach to space engagements with China. Gregory Poland's thesis project and his experience this past year as a White House intern have inspired him to pursue a career in government service. His teammates on Dartmouth's water polo team have expressed their support for his getting assigned an ambassadorship in the tropics, a day that we might move. The Mal's program is pleased to congratulate Gregory Poland for his achievements across these several domains, and I ask you to join me in congratulating Gregory Poland.
Thanks, Neil.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Amira Hamoudi, will she please come forth, is the recipient of the first of 2 awards for Best Thesis in Mal's Creative Writing concentrations. Amira Hamoudi's thesis assumed the form of a memoir prompted by her experiential witness to the events that took place in Tunisia, her native country, following the self-immolation of the fruit vendor Mohamed Bouazi in December 2010. Mingling personal memories with fragments of Tunisians' multi-layered history, Amira has turned each chapter of her thesis memoir into luminous testimony to the Tunisian people's heroic and at times tragic struggle to achieve a viable democracy. Amira's thesis advisors are unanimous in their praise of her writing talents and have singled out the singular pathos and clarity of her prose style as the traits chiefly responsible for having been awarded a fellowship to continue developing her talents in the program in creative writing at Columbia University. The Mal's program congratulates you for these achievements and hope you will consider Dartmouth as your second home. Please join me in congratulating Amira Hamoudi. Hold on. The Mal's program is delighted to recognize Robert Kaufman. Would he please stand? As co-recipient of the Thesis Award in Mal's Creative Writing concentration. The author of 2 books of poetry, Robert Kaufman submitted a thesis consisting of 29 poems. Each poem bore a separate letter of the alphabet as its title. Robert Kaufman ascribed the inspiration for his thesis project to a revelation that he found inscribed inside Ahish HaTorah Yeshiva in Jerusalem, which read, "All Jews have souls. Each soul corresponds to a different letter of the Torah, but God alone knows which soul corresponds with which letter." Kaufman's thesis advisors have acclaimed the animating combination of technical savvy and stylistic ingenuity on display in each of his poems. These talents should prove especially beneficial in whatever classroom Robert Kaufman selects when he begins his career next year as a high school teacher. Please join me in welcoming with the MALS program, Robert Kaufman, for these achievements. One more? You need the award. He should get this award. The recipient of the Byam Shaw Brownstone Prize for Best Thesis in MALS General Liberal Studies track is Howard Carter, a Navy SEAL who served as a director of operations in Iraq. Carter turned his lived experience into an aspect of the case study, the media narrative supervising propaganda of the Iraq War that focused his research into the methods and technologies of 21st century propaganda. Carter's advisors were unanimous in their praise of the scholarly archive Carter drew upon, as well as the practical wisdom displayed in his account of the challenges propaganda technologies continue to pose to democratic societies in the 21st century. We are grateful to Master Chief Howard Carter, now to Master Chief Howard Carter, for his service in the public as well as the military sectors of our complex society, and delighted to honor his scholarship with this award. Please join me in congratulating Howard Carter. Howard, it's a pleasure. Thank you, sir. The MALS program is delighted to recognize two students as co-recipients the Best Thesis in MALS Cultural Studies concentration. An award-winning 2014 graduate of Dartmouth College, Amanda Spoto, submitted a MALS thesis exploring the transformative effects of the September 11th, 2001 attacks on the Pentagon and World Trade Center upon disparate genres of United States popular culture. Her thesis is especially notable for the usage to which Spoto puts Svetlana Boym's diagnosis of nostalgia and Sigmund Freud's theorization of the death drive to examine the dominion of what she calls the nostalgic drive over post-9/11 culture. Scrupulously researched and carefully argued, a chapter of Amanda Spoto's project was selected for presentation at a PhD student conference at the University of Arizona this April. The creative intelligence Amanda Spoto brings to all of her ventures should prove especially valuable as she pursues a career in entertainment law. The MALS program takes pride in congratulating Amanda Spoto for her culturally significant accomplishments. Please join me in doing so. Finally, Oludamalola Osunbajo is the co-recipient of the prize for Best Thesis in MALS Cultural Studies concentration. As its title, Rethinking Feminism, the Peculiar Privilege of Yoruba Women, suggests, Oludamalola Osunbajo's thesis addresses the question, should Yoruba women be called feminists? In a project that tracks the economic, cultural, and political status of Yoruba women from the pre-colonial era to the present, Oludamalola Osunbajo addresses the benefits, detriments, and possible irrelevance of Euro-American feminist norms to Yoruba women. Her advisors submitted enthusiastic accounts of the depth, theoretical savvy, and political insight evidenced throughout her thesis. Her thesis should prove especially valuable when she takes up a leadership role in her native Nigeria, the home country as well of our executive director of MALS, Wole Ojorangbe, where her father presently serves as vice president. MALS takes great pride in recognizing Oludamalola Osunbajo's achievements with this award, and we are pleased that her mother and members of her family have taken the long journey from Nigeria to join in this celebration. I will ask her mother, Her Excellency, Mrs. Dolapo Osunbajo, to stand and receive applause as we also celebrate the achievement of her daughter.
Our student speakers this year were elected by the graduating students, and I would like to thank the Graduate Student Council for organizing the selection process. Our first speaker today is Aaron Brioso, who is a master's student in the Master of Arts in Liberal Studies program. Aaron, please come forward. Hopefully you wrote it in waterproof ink.
I did not, so I will be as fast as I can. Yes. Good afternoon, and congratulations to the graduates, their families, friends, and trusted advisors. Committing to graduate work is no small feat, and I hope that at some time in the near future, after this jam-packed weekend is through, that you have a chance to reflect on all that you did to survive, but really to thrive in order to be sitting where you are today. Congratulations again. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Aaron Brioso, and I'm standing here as a graduate of the Master of Arts in Liberal Studies program. I'll tell you a couple things about me before I get started. It's a very funny coincidence that I made it here to Dartmouth. As a precocious teenager, at the age of 13, I began to practice applying to colleges. And it just so happened that I practiced on a Dartmouth application. Though I did not apply for undergrad, I always held on to this idea of Dartmouth, and roughly 11 years later, I made it here. It has been an incredible past 2 years, and I have to give a quick shout out to the grad studies staff, Ruth Doobie, Ruth Friend, Melina Gehring, Assistant Dean Jane Seibel, Assistant Dean Gary Hutchins, Amanda Skinner, Dean Kuhl, and Assistant Dean Carrie Landers, and to my professors and advisors, Evelyn Lechner, Regine Rosenthal, Don Pease, and Mal's program staff, Wole Orjerongbe, Amy Gallagher, and Maisie Bailey. You have all contributed so immensely to my time here, and I cannot thank you enough. With grad studies and the Graduate Student Council, I was able to spend 2 full years intimately acquainted with the issues and needs of the Dartmouth graduate community. I was honored to serve as your president this year, in this incredibly momentous year, culminating to the launch of our grad school. We've accomplished so many things this year alone. We secured a grad student meal plan, instituted a bystander initiative program, hosted the 13th annual Ivy Plus Summit, and welcomed all the Ivy councils and MIT to campus. We initiated the Student Support Fund and recognized 6 new student organizations, their aims social, humanitarian, and professional. When several colleagues and friends suggested that I submit a video to be considered as an investiture speaker, I was hesitant. After my year with the GSC, I felt that I had very little more to say. But I have this unending sense of duty. My family and friends often jokingly refer to my Napoleon complex, not just because I'm very short, but it generally causes me to take on more than I should, and so here we are. Renowned American author, feminist theorist, and social activist Bell Hooks said, "I am passionate about everything in my life, first and foremost about ideas, and that's a dangerous person to be in this society, not just because I'm a woman, but because it's such a fundamentally anti-intellectual, anti-critical thinking society." As graduates this weekend, we are preparing to enter a world, a future, abound with uncertainty. In the words of Richard Rohr, people have good reason to be angry and afraid. Racism, poverty, climate change, and so many other injustices are causing real suffering. Anyone paying attention to the national news cycle for the past few months will have seen this clearly. In the Flint water crisis, with Sandra Bland and countless others, in the dangerous denial of science and demagoguery displayed by our politicians. As scholars and intellectuals, we have a responsibility to lessen these injustices through our work, both in academia and in everyday life. More and more often, young academics are becoming disillusioned with the academic status quo, leaving their respective fields to pursue careers in industry when it should be the utmost priority to retain and empower their burgeoning genius. It is our charge to challenge this in order to build a more holistic and inclusive culture of knowledge, one that recognizes and values the intersectionalities and multiplicities of the modern academic. Over and over, society tells us that education is the key to solving these crises of the local, of the global. But this key is one among 1,000. What kind of example do we set for the future of education and intellectualism if we do not foster the environment through which it is achieved? Our country, and further the world, as we know it today, was not built solely by the hands of businessmen or scientists and mathematicians, but by philosophers and artists as well. The plethora of research spanning our community today ranges from studying representations of climate change in US and Chinese media, building health technologies, solar and alternate energies and optimization techniques, examining how the sun reflects on snow, tracking the patterns and paths of a single supernova since that was found in 1885, analyzing the Tunisian uprisings of 2010, and documenting experiences of living in diaspora. This work, these academic endeavors matter. Building communities of knowledge and emphasizing the critical need for teaching and mentoring is essential. There's a theory that says, after achieving a certain amount of societal progress, there is an inherent backlash. I believe we are in that period of backlash right now, and how it's manifesting is precisely anti-intellectual. But this is but one of our many challenges as we graduate this weekend. We are so fortunate to have been at Dartmouth, which encourages us endlessly to do everything in our power to be aware of this and take the necessary steps to counter these measures. So cheers to all of you, to who you are, who you want to be, and who you will be. Our teachers, our policymakers, our scientists, and our leaders. Congratulations, class of 2016.
Our second speaker is a PhD student from the Department of Earth Sciences, Gifford Wong. Come on up. And the rain comes to an end.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dean Cool, for that introduction. Dean Cool, distinguished faculty, families, friends, and fellow graduates. Good afternoon on this glorious day in the BEMA. And fellow graduates, thank you for the opportunity to share a few words about my and our Dartmouth graduate experience. First of all, besides being a little wet, y'all look incredibly inspired, innovative, and, if I may say so myself, very good looking. Let me introduce myself a little more. I came from the Department of Earth Sciences just over yonder in Fairchild Hall. And now I'm a Congressional Science Fellow working in the halls of DC. I studied how climate has changed in Northwest Greenland, and now I work for a senator who is passionate about engaging Congress on climate change action. And yes, I do pinch myself every day. But how did I get from here to there? What inspired choices and happy accidents led me to DC? Every journey has a beginning, and mine certainly has to start with my parents and my sister, who are sitting out in the audience just there. I literally wouldn't be here without them. And as a Scorpio, thank you, Mom and Dad, for what I imagine was a very happy Valentine's Day. I also need to thank my two academic dads. Let that sink in. You'll get it later. Professors Bob Hawley and Eric Osterberg. Without their tireless support, seemingly prescient advice, and incredible mentoring, I would not be where I am today, standing in the rain in BEMA. But there's one other person I want to thank first publicly who might be less obvious, and that's Professor Ross Virginia, my academic godfather. And I'm going to skip this because it's too wet to read. Ross Virginia, who could have guessed that me helping him select a flight helmet for his helicopter rides out to the Antarctic dry valleys so many years ago would lead to him helping me select a graduate school experience undeniably well suited to my non-traditional student background. But this isn't about my experiences or me. This is about our experiences and us. We are this incredible amalgam of family and friends, education and experiences, challenges and successes, forged in the Dartmouth crucible. However, I realize that no one really remembers what is said in a graduation speech. Maybe how it was delivered, but the words, come on, man. And I probably don't have to worry about remembering this day because you will remember having to sit through some hours of wetness. So with that, let me just say 3 words: fierce, phenomenal, family. And let's see if we can make them stick. So graduating graduates, please stand up. First word was fierce. Grad school is like an underpaid Rocky movie. You get knocked down and then you get up again, over and over and over again. The challenge isn't the thing you're chasing, the degree or the dissertation. It's making sure the last thing you do is get back up. Persistence pays off. So to embody this, I want everyone to fill this big beam of space with a heartfelt yawp, and I'll tell you when. So let's just tell bucolic Hanover how fierce we are. So on the count of 3, I just want you to let out an unbridled scream, okay? And I won't do it because I'm mic'd up. So 1, 2, 3. Nice. Second word, phenomenal. A grad student's experience is undeniably personal, and your current success is nothing short of phenomenal. You are all phenomenal. Yet early on, we were taught to be humble. We all reach our dizzying academic heights by standing upon the shoulders of those before us. Today, this afternoon, in this wet place, let's peel back some of those respectful social protocols and allow ourselves to acknowledge how brilliant we are. Let us not shrink from our own light. So everyone, please find a partner. If you see someone stranded, make it a threesome, okay? Pick someone to go first. Whoever is first, look your partner in the eyes and say with all earnestness, "You are phenomenal." Remember to take that compliment because you deserve it. And of course, switch. Let the other person know that they're phenomenal too. Okay, that sounds like everyone has been phenomenalized. Finally, family. We are so many things. I am Upper Valley proud. I am Dartmouth green. I am Earth Sciences geek and Ice Core chic. I am improv. I am GK12, and I am IGERT. I am my past, firefighter and heli repeller, national service team leader, and I am my present, Congressional Science Fellow. Today, we are all proud Dartmouth graduate students. So, in a manner of speaking, please link hands. That's right, hold each other's hands. Be connected. Be connected. Link across that aisle, just like in Congress. Reach across that aisle. And I'm going to have someone send a pulse. Julia. As you receive that pulse, acknowledge it in your mind and pass it forward. This is an embodiment of how we are all interconnected. Dartmouth has given us this unshakable shared experience in a common place and common time. Alfred Lord Tennyson's Ulysses closes with the line, "To strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield." It is our destiny to do great things, so let's do this. Congratulations and thank you to the class of 2016.
All right. Everyone okay? You know the sun will come out as soon as we're done, so. All right, so we're going to move on to the conferring of hoods. So will the students receiving the Master of Arts in Liberal Studies and Master of Arts degree please come forward?
Aaron A. Briosio. Gregorio Amaro. Winston Lamar Bodrick. Tia E. Calitri Martin. Howard Cleve Carter. Jennifer Marie Decker. Sarah Melissa Decker. Amira Hamuda. Jeffrey Warren Hatch. Robert Alex Kaufman. Yuemin Lee. Chen Ling. Bradley M. Mindish. Catherine Howell Morton. Major Joseph A. Orr. Yep. Olodamilola Oshunbayo. Gregory Michael Naden Poulin. Dana Marie Roach. Morgan B. Salate. Robert Irving Sedgley, Jr. Amanda Marie Spoto. Brian J. Sullivan. Junfei Jian. Mark Ross Tremblay. Jean Shi. Chunyu Yao. Sarah Jane Foster. Matthew Monroe Green. Yu Cheng Lee. Andrew Garrett Molboski. Asley Ozenganer. Huanming Pan. Alexandra Rose Rieger. Yingnan Shang. Victor Shepherdson. Chungyu Wang. Shannon Welch. Kyle Kaplan.
Who's next?
I don't know.
Will the students receiving the Master of Science degrees please come forward?
MS? Oh,
Maybe some Emmys. Well,
okay. This
they have cards.
not all of them do. Okay. Suleiman Ashfaq. Ayan Azmet. Ray Chen. Brittany Elizabeth Graham. Wei Huang. Yuan Chiang. Darmanchu Kamra. Naishant Kumar. Binji Lee. Jing Lee. Manlin Lee. Mubing Lee. Jian Li. Huan Liu. Jian Ma. Vinita Paruchuri. Baying Shi. Aaron Lynn Shoemaker Keys. Yue Song. John Gleason Strizich. Donglin Wei. Vibhu Yadav. Jun Young. Beitong Chiang. Haomin Chang. Kiko Lam.
Will the students receiving the Master of Science and Master of Public Health degrees from the Dartmouth Institute for Health Policy and Clinical Practice please come forward?
Margaret J. Brown. Kavia Adam. Daniela Augusti Yanez. Jennifer Vanacek Bales. Divya Batru. Xiangyu Chen. Nicole Romano Kearns. Benjamin B. Claxton. Peter Rocco Damalia. Swan Don. Megan J. Gerling. Alden Wayland Hall. Chase D. Hendrickson. Sulman Tanvir Hussain. Anita Ihuin. Joelle Jean Juang. Mary Claire Kenyon Kelly. Haley Suzanne Levitt. Paul Damian Mangello. Mangiello. Vina Minal. Sharon R. Mullers. Sumitra Surashe Nair. Carly Lynn Patterson. Catherine A. Patton. Sai Pershwanath Polyani. Lauren Victoria Reedy. Matthew Thomas Riga. William Bernard Reed Varley. Jared Michael Rhodes. Sarah Helen Kate Roebuck. Catherine Hylas Saunders. Amanda Maxine Stuckey. Shi Wang. Xiaocheng Wang. Megan Elizabeth Wendland. Did they hear that?
You're mic'd. Will the students receiving the Doctor of Philosophy degree please come forward?
Julia Bradley Cook. Oh. Gifford J. Wong. Anne Marie Kayleen Brown.
Colleen.
William Nelson Butler. Molly L. Croto. Kurt Martin Dahlstrom.
He said you're supposed to read who they're being voted by. All right.
Gary Edward Husler. Anala Gasai. Chi Gyu. Sharzad Hadadan. Ava Infeld. Kevin C. Johnson. Peter Charles Johnson. Jason Otis Reeves. Catherine Jean Kugler. Chenghui Li. Yuhuan Liu. Weifu Wang. Arati Prasad. Srirang Banidas Mare. Lisa Marie Mustachio. Carolyn M. Parkinson. Heidi Catherine Meyer. Anna Tekla Prescott. David C. Chen. Amanda Lee Soke. Shannon Megan Steinberg. Jacqueline Marie Sullivan. Jinghan Wang. Ching Yu. Christopher David Lucius. Aaron Brahimi. William Thomas Donnelly. Chen Feng. Philip Antonio Fernandez. Yushuing Liu. Jeffrey Peter Noble. Yash R. Patunkar. Nicolas Petit. Simone Saint Germain Whitecloud. Ashley Alexandra Zerowell.
It stopped raining. It's now my pleasure to introduce Professor of English and Dartmouth Provost Carolyn Dever. Before coming to Dartmouth in 2014, she served as Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences at Vanderbilt University, where she has also served as Associate Dean for Graduate Education. So she is well-versed in issues surrounding graduate students and programs and a big supporter of our program. As Dartmouth's Chief Academic Officer, Provost Dever is instrumental in long-range institutional planning and implementation, including the integration of academic and student life programs. She earned her AB in English and American Literature from Boston College and her MA and PhD in English and American Literature and Language from Harvard University. Provost Dever is a great advocate for graduate education and has been instrumental in the process of establishing the School of Graduate and Advanced Studies. I was delighted that she agreed to take part in our investiture ceremony today, and she will now deliver the closing remarks. Provost Dever.
I promise you I will be very brief, because now that the rain has stopped, you're going to want to go and dry off. It is such an honor and a delight and a privilege to be here with you, damp, smiling people this afternoon. I want to thank the faculty and staff of our graduate programs who go to extraordinary lengths to help our students in their intellectual pursuits. For faculty, I know this often means delicately balancing our own scholarly interests with our commitments to mentoring, and I'm grateful to the many staff who go above and beyond to help our students take advantage of all that Dartmouth has to offer. So thank you, faculty and staff, for everything that you do. And now to our graduates. There's no doubt that the time you've spent at Dartmouth has been a period of exceptional personal and professional growth. It has also been a momentous time for graduate studies at Dartmouth. While Dartmouth has offered graduate degrees in select fields since 1885, it was just in January that Dartmouth's Board of Trustees voted to establish a School of Graduate and Advanced Studies. This is the first new school to be established at Dartmouth in over 100 years. The establishment of this school reaffirms the critical role graduate education and research plays at Dartmouth, and it signals our ongoing commitment to the development of new scholars like you. It is now my pleasure to welcome each of you as full members in two very special groups. First, today you become Dartmouth alumni, joining hundreds of graduates from around the globe. As I'm sure they would tell you, Dartmouth remains with you for a lifetime. Wherever your path takes you, you will find Dartmouth graduates eager to partner with you, to share their wisdom, and to help bring your ideas to fruition. You will find that they'll be generous beyond words and that their affection for you and other Dartmouth graduates knows few bounds. I hope that you will carry the spirit of Dartmouth with you along with the skills and knowledge you've gained here. I hope that you will offer the same generosity to the classes who come after you. And I hope that you find ways to remain connected to this special place, even if your travels take you far from Hanover. We want to remain connected to you. As Dartmouth's former president, John Sloan Dickey, often said, in the Dartmouth Fellowship, there is no parting. Second, and most importantly, today you become members of a unique and rarefied group. You join the ancient and universal company of scholars. It can be easy sometimes, especially in academia, to lose sight of what a significant accomplishment it is to complete graduate study. Only about 7% of the U.S. population today holds a master's degree or higher. Whatever you studied at Dartmouth, you've already accomplished something extraordinary. In completing your degree, you've declared that knowledge and the advancement of knowledge is a value of the highest order. You have demonstrated that you welcome the challenges of the unknown and are up to the sometimes daunting but rewarding task of remaining open to new ideas and bringing new perspectives to old assumptions. Your time at Dartmouth has provided you ample opportunities to cultivate the curiosity and resiliency that you will need as you embark on your next step. There are few defined expectations for scholars except that we remain hungry to learn, that we think and approach problems with an open mind, and that we enrich humanity with the gift of knowledge. I have every confidence in your ability to meet and exceed these expectations. We embrace you as our colleagues, and we offer you our warmest wishes for all that lies ahead of you. So congratulations.
This concludes our ceremony. Following the recessional, there will be a group picture of our hooded students and the colorful faculty mentors in front of Dartmouth Hall, so please go directly there. And immediately following the picture, we invite you to join all of our graduates for a reception. Is it still on the lawn? I guess it's still on the lawn in front of Baker Tower. The sun maybe will even come out. So thank you very much, and thank you for your patience during this rainy day. Congratulations.